What my culture. So this week, for our Christmas special of Nerd on Nerd, I gave you what I would consider a delightfully festive film.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
Christmas
okay.
Evil.
Yeah. Now, after last week's little fiasco that we had with Swap My Culture, in which I accidentally took far too many notes,
Oh, yeah.
we ended up, maybe I went on a little bit too long, some would say.
I think some did say.
Yeah, they did. I was definitely contacted by Sam, who requires me to name drop him this episode.
Oh, okay. Contractual obligation
Yep.
there. Hi, Sam. Thanks for listening.
We love you, Sam, and Tom, and Kat,
And Mark.
and Mark.
Can we not get into the habit of naming all of our listeners? Because if we ever do get super big, we're going to have hours of just reading out names.
Yeah, which I am totally fine with.
I'm not, so...
I think we should do a special where we read out everyone's names.
Maybe once we get to like 1,000 listeners. No, that's too many. 100.
That was too many.
100.
Alright, so this week I took a lot less notes.
Okay,
I still took notes.
I hope that because you took less, that didn't diminish their quality at all.
No, I don't think it has.
Okay, because I like listening to your notes.
Yeah,
when
you like
they're not
seeing the
long.
way my brain works as I watch these things.
Yeah.
And I think I've managed to capture that essence this week.
Okay.
So, right.
Can we do a brief plot synopsis before you jump into your notes?
Yes,
Just in
okay.
case... I think Christmas Evil is one of those movies that everyone probably watches around this time of year.
I feel like the majority of people won't know what this film is.
Yeah, well, we gave them a good 2 weeks to find it and watch it.
That's true, we did.
But they probably haven't.
And if they haven't, don't worry about it, because I'm going to sum it up for you.
Yeah, we'll have a brief plot synopsis, and also, please be aware, if you do want to watch this movie, we are going to spoil it.
Yes, 100%. So it's basically, the idea of the movie is that this kid he really loves Santa and the idea of Christmas, and he is in the unfortunate situation where he maybe sees Santa fondling his mother a little bit.
Oh, well, we've all been there.
Have we?
What?
I've never seen that.
There's that whole song about it.
Yeah, they didn't write that song about me.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, he sort of gets messed up by the whole experience, and the film is, I believe, as you put it, the film is following his descent into madness.
Yeah.
Right. Is that a good enough synopsis for you there, Liam?
Could you embellish a little bit on that madness?
Oh yeah, fair enough, that's a good point, because it's pretty important. So he, as an adult, I don't know if it's sort of implied that he's been following a group of kids for a while.
Yeah.
Because he's got a big old book that says the naughty list, and a big old book that says the good list.
Well, naughty or nice, it's a list that he has to check twice.
In fact, I don't know if you see him check it twice.
Rookie mistake.
But he follows around a bunch of children.
Yep.
And writes down if they've been good or bad.
Yep.
And then he plans to dress up as Santa Claus.
Yep.
And go and give the good ones toys and try to teach the bad ones a lesson.
Which is essentially what Christmas is all about, right?
Yeah, the way it seemed to me was that he basically discovered that Santa wasn't real at a young age and wanted Santa to be real so much that he took on that role.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite a nice thing to do.
Yeah, well, sort of. Except for the stalking children bit.
Yeah, but I mean, Santa's got to find out who's naughty and who's nice somehow, and if elves don't exist, he's going to have to do it himself, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, don't you think it's a little bit creepy that Santa sends his elves out to do the spying and the perving?
No, Liam, because Santa's not real.
Right, but obviously to a child he is.
No, because the elves can be trusted. You can trust the elves.
Okay, I wasn't aware that was a thing.
What you think Santa sends out his elves, and you think the elves are not trustable?
Right. The fact that orcs were made from elves shows that
you're
there's something in elves.
You're thinking of the wrong type of elf. Is the issue we have. Santa doesn't have an army of elves, Liam.
No, he has an army of potential Uruk-hai. It's terrifying.
Jesus. Can I please read my notes?
Yeah, sorry. Dive into it.
So I've written shorter notes about Christmas Evil.
Okay.
So at the start of the film, you see, the scene that we were just talking about where he sees his mum getting fondled.
Sorry, getting what?
Fondled?
Fondled?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like fondled, but with a little bit more hand action.
Could you describe the fondling?
There's a hand reaching up her leg, touching the top of her hold-ups, and doing a little bit of touching.
Just a little bit of touching.
Yeah, but before the fondling happens,
yeah,
we see the kids, at the time you don't realise it, but it's what the brother who will eventually turn into the insane dude is picturing happening. So he's imagining Santa coming in, doing the magic drop down the chimney, and then he polishes his shoes. So I've written, who leaves shoe polish out? Because it's very weird.
Yeah.
There's like a tray of things they've left for Santa, the classic milk and cookies, and apparently shoe polish.
Okay, I mean, for me, back when I was a kid, we used to leave carrots for the reindeer, but I guess shoe polish...
Did you leave out milk?
Yeah.
Did you leave out cookies?
Yeah.
Did you leave out alcohol?
I don't think so.
Because we did, and then as an adult I've come to realise that is because we want to drink alcohol.
Well, I guess your parents wanted to drink alcohol.
Yeah, but then when I was old enough to drink the alcohol, I would then steal the alcohol.
Oh, because obviously you had younger siblings, so I guess they still
I got
had
to carry it on for a
Yeah.
few years.
I did not have that pleasure.
No, you were just like, done. This
Yeah.
ends now.
Yeah.
Okay, so on with the notes. I then wrote, oh no, because we get to the sexually active part of the film.
Oh, well, you did ask for some boobies.
I did. This is my own fault.
Yeah. I mean, were there boobies?
No, there are no boobies in the entire film. You lied.
I'm very sorry about
That's
that.
fine. I forgive you.
Thank you.
Then I've written, what the fuck is this movie? I think I was just sort of confused at this point.
Okay.
So then I've written, so guy gets fucked up from seeing Santa fondling mummy, becomes a toy maker, and keeps a naughty or nice list. So
Yes.
that's just, we've sort of established that. The toy they are making is shit, because it is. They make a little plastic man on a motorcycle. It looks cheap and tacky.
Okay.
Creepy rage hum version of Santa Claus is coming to town. Because one of the guys at his work tricks him into working an extra shift, and he finds out the guy was lying. And then he gets really angry and hums Santa Claus is coming to town, but furiously.
Could you do an example for us, please? That did sound furious.
Yeah, he was real angry.
Yeah.
Then I've written, did I just see the JJ?
Oh!
The answer to that question is no. I believe she was wearing underwear.
Did you have to rewind and double check?
No, as the film went on, I realised that would have been weird if they were showing vagina, because it doesn't happen anywhere else.
I'm not being funny, though. It could have happened. This is the sort of film where that stuff could happen.
Yeah, maybe I should have gone back and checked. I wasn't that into it.
Okay. It wasn't like Spider Baby.
No.
Okay.
Then I've written, Harry is super fucking creepy, because we see him doing some more creepy stalking of children. The toys he makes in his house are getting creepier, because whilst working at a toy factory, that's not enough for him, so he has to go home and also make toys.
Yeah.
Because, he is insane.
Yeah, well, that's sort of the point of the movie, right?
Yeah. He then goes to an office Christmas party, which I've written, Harry did not enjoy the office Christmas party, which is, he learns some things at that party. He learns that the company he works for isn't particularly nice, for example.
Okay.
That's when you sort of start to realise that Harry might be even more insane than he's letting on, because he's clearly like, I'm putting them on the naughty list in his head.
You've got to feel a little bit of sympathy for him, right?
Right. I deal with that, Liam, after the
Okay.
next point, which is, I've then written bags of dirt, because you just see him getting some bags of dirt.
Presumably to give to the naughty children,
You
right?
say presumably, that is what he does, but that is not a Christmas tradition I've ever heard of. I've heard of naughty kids getting coal, and I've heard the older one of, like, Santa and Krampus stealing naughty children.
Yeah, but this is a low-budget film, don't forget.
Dirt, they couldn't afford one piece of coal.
Nah.
Right. So then after that I've written, so far, apart from the stalking, he's not been that bad. Because at this point he's not done anything apart from the stalking.
Okay.
And this was the point where I was like, so I think my issue with this was I was expecting a horror film, or like a slasher, and we've got to this point and nothing much has happened.
And how far into the film are we at this point?
This is about halfway through, I think.
Okay, so probably, 45 minutes?
Yeah, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So far I've just been watching a dude go mad, or be mad.
Yeah.
Either one.
Yeah.
After taking that note, very quickly after that, I've written, oh, okay, then he goes and stabs a toy soldier into a douchebag's eye and kills 2 other guys. So, right after I say he's not that bad, he does murder 3 people.
And that gives you the slasher element that you were hoping for?
Well, not really, because it's not like slasher film style murder.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? He's not like... Because I was fully ready for him to, like, go into these kids' houses and be, like, murdering.
Yeah.
Which happens once in the entire film, and he doesn't murder a kid.
Yeah, well, there's got to be limits, right?
Yeah, well, I wasn't expecting him to particularly kill kids, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, maybe go in the houses and kill all the bad people, but he does that once.
Okay.
He does, though, threaten a child, because I've written, let's not threaten the children, Harry Santa.
Yeah, but I mean, if the child's being naughty...
Yeah, but it's like he goes to a party and there are kids there and he's having like... Because it's sort of the whole thing is like he's not accepted, but he's like really antisocial.
Yeah.
And then he goes to this party and he's worried that they're going to pick on him because when people pick on him, he kills them.
Yeah.
But he goes to this party and then he like meets the kids and he's having a good time.
Okay.
But then right at the end he's like, don't forget kids, if you're good, I will make sure you always have good presents. But if you're bad, I will... And you're like, whoa, Santa, chill out. I don't know. Just upset me a little bit.
That's fair enough.
Then he climbs up a building and tries to fit down the chimney.
Oh, bless
So I've
him.
written, is this going to end with him stuck in a chimney? Because there's about 20 minutes of film left, but at this point I was like, I'm ready for this film to just end now and be like, we've got 20 minutes to kill, let's just have Harry thinking about his life while stuck in a chimney.
Just reflecting on what went wrong.
Yeah, I genuinely was like, are they going to do some terrible, like, the police just find him, they're like, what have you done? And he's like, I'm in a chimney.
Help!
Then, there's a sort of side story that tries to get established, but they only do 2 scenes of, which is the police that are trying to find him.
Yeah.
So you get a scene where they, like, these 2 policemen come to the church where he killed the guys, and they're trying to get, like, they're, like, the cool cops, and one of them's smoking, and I was like, oh, okay, they're going to do, like, the police characters, and, but then one of them does say, all the Santa Claus mythology comes from New York, which I've then written next to that, check this, I didn't, but I'm pretty positive that New York didn't invent Santa.
No, that was the North Pole, right?
No, Liam. But I don't know, it just seemed like a very strange thing for them to put in this film. Like,
Yeah.
a guy being like, New York came up with everything about Santa Claus, and you're like, no, they didn't.
Okay. Right, I mean, it is the city that never sleeps.
Yeah, which means they'd see him all the time.
Yeah, I mean, he only comes if you're asleep, right?
Yeah, so he never goes to New York. That's actually a fact.
You've heard it here first.
Right, so at this point, I'm already sort of not enjoying this film, okay?
Sort of not enjoying this.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty slow. I'm not that into it. It's not what I expected. I don't know. I'm not enjoying it that much.
Okay.
And then the film decides to go a little bit insane.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, already, like, they've established that they're in the real world and real world stuff's happening, okay?
Yeah.
So then there's a group of kids. He's trying to run away at this point. He's told his brother he's going to kill himself, or heavily implied that he's going to kill himself.
Yeah.
His brother's all freaking out and sad. And then he goes down an alleyway and there's a family that see him, or a group of families. And the kids are all excited, but the parents realise that he's the murderer because it's been on the news and stuff. The parents are like freaking out and like, don't let him hurt our kids. And he's trying to be nice to the kids and not scare the kids. But then he doesn't kill anyone. He runs away with a knife. And then they start an angry mob that is full of people with flaming torches.
Very Frankenstein.
I have written, what the actual fuck, a Frankenstein's monster-style flaming torches hunt.
Yeah.
Right? My issue with that is, I don't know about you, Liam, but I at that point I looked around my room and I thought to myself, on short notice, if someone outside my flat went, good lord, it's a murderer, we need to hunt him with torches, I couldn't make a flaming torch.
Could you not?
I don't have enough stuff to make a flaming torch, no.
You need a broom.
You need a broom, you need a rag, you need something to light the rag with.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Just
Not
3
to hand.
things.
Because they do it very quickly. There's about 50 people join this mob in like, it's literally like in the snap of a finger, they're there.
Okay.
Then I've just written in all caps, what the fuck? I don't remember what that's referring to, but I believe it's just my opinion of the film.
Right.
And then I've just written, movie wasn't great, like 2 out of 5.
Right. I think the what the fuck maybe was referring to the ending.
Oh, yes, it was. He drives off of a bridge, or off of an incline of some kind,
Yeah.
and his van starts to fly, and then he says something about being Santa Claus.
Isn't that just a fantastic ending,
It's
everyone?
the worst ending of a movie.
Doesn't it just fill you with Christmas cheer?
No, it didn't. It just made me really annoyed that they were like, we clearly don't know how to end this film, let's make him fly away in a van.
No, it's a beautiful ending because...
Why?
Right at the end, we finally get to see a glimpse into how he sees things. Like, we're always viewing him like from the outside. We're just seeing this guy just slowly unravel. And then right at the end, we get to experience what he's experiencing, and it is joyous.
Right. But except you say that, but throughout the movie, he doesn't believe he's Santa.
Yeah, and then at the end, right, he finally accepts that he is.
So you think the film was about a man who is Santa coming to terms with the fact that he's Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Right. Maybe that's why I didn't enjoy it, Liam.
What I also think it does really well
Yeah.
is it highlights how absurd certain elements of Santa Claus are, like how certain elements of Santa Claus is, and how...
No, it's how certain elements of Santa Claus are.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. How certain elements of Santa Claus are, and we willingly perpetuate that onto children, and we don't stop and think, hang on a second, this is weird. And then what the movie does is it goes, right, stop and actually think about what you're telling children. It is bonkers.
No, but you're giving the film way too much credit. Because while I get what you're saying, I don't think they hit the nail on the head or solved a problem. The film is saying that it's weird, and it is, if it's a normal person. But because the Santa Claus myth is about a mythological dude who is genuinely doing it for the good reason. The only reason it's creepy in the film is because it's a normal guy who's not allowed to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Santa, it's established that he does that, and that is it's okay because he's not got creepy intentions. Whereas this is a guy who you don't know doesn't have creepy intentions, and goes on to prove that in fact he is quite creepy.
But he never does anything bad to children, does he?
He goes into one child's house and murders their parent.
Right.
He also goes into another... he also scares another child by hiding in their bushes, and when the kid comes over to the bush, reaching out to grab them, and the kid is like, a monster just tried to grab me, and his mum then slaps him in the face. He also watches one of the children, leaves mud smeared all over their wall to show them that he was there. So, I don't know, Liam, you could in fact say that he does some bad stuff to children.
Okay, well, maybe they shouldn't have been naughty.
I think the reason the kid's naughty as well is that he watches porn.
Oh, right. Which ties very nicely into the 80s horror theme of sex is bad.
Yes, to be fair, there was one of the guys he kills does have sex with his wife earlier in the movie, and I was like, I know that means this dude dies.
Yeah. So, okay, I think it's fair to say it didn't fill you with Christmas cheer in the way I was hoping it would.
No, it did not, Liam.
What would you give it out of 5?
I wrote 2 out of 5, and I'm going to stick with that, Liam. It was a 2 out of 5 movie at best.
At best.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. I really liked that movie.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Like, maybe if I'd watched it in a different mindset, or I don't know. Maybe there's some way that I like this film, but it's just not the way I saw it.
Okay. Is it maybe that it just wasn't quite what you were expecting?
Possibly, but even then, I don't know. Because it sort of tries to walk the line between, like, slasher movie and psychological horror. Maybe not even a psychological horror, just a psychological film.
No, I'd agree with that, because it never quite commits to one or the other of those.
No, it doesn't. And I don't think I like that.
Okay, you like your films to be cut and dry. It is definitely
I like stuff
this.
that's interesting and different. I don't like it when it's not new stuff. It's just 2 types of film that they've merged together and not picked one.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I hope next time I can do better.
I'm sure you will.